Me and Rodney are 10 years apart. We have what I like to call an accelerated relationship. And
Accelerated?
yeah,
Explain that to me.
due to unforeseen circumstances, I was living with a friend and I got put out. And me and Rodney were seeing each other. And I was going to go actually stay in a hotel and all that stuff. And Rodney was like, no, I like you. And you can come stay with me. And that kind of progressed the relationship
Yeah.
like a year.
How long had you known him before you moved in?
We worked together at a restaurant. So we had known each other for about 4 months. It was an instant attraction.
After 4 months, you moved in. I mean, you could if you want to, but moving in with a person after 4 months, yeah, that's a bit much. 4 months is still supposed to be, fake pretending to hold the door for you and calling you on your lunch break and all of that. Like that's about the 4 month mark or something like that. You might spend a night or two, something like that. We not at the hotel no more, stuff like that. But to move in like that, did y'all dating? Y'all together? Y'all together? At that point in time, y'all ready together. I don't think 4 months is enough time. But again, there are other circumstances and situations where you can meet a person in 4 months or 4 days and they'll be together for 44 years. So I ain't going, say that it's all wrong, but 4 months, and then like she said, to be truthfully honest with you, the thing what it is for me, it's not that you moved in with him because you wanted to. You moved in with him because you was put in a situation, not where you had to, but that was probably your best option or your best choice. You probably didn't want to go back home. You didn't want to go home. You didn't want to pay the hotel fees for 4 months or however long you was going to have to stay there. So, all right, cool. I'm a stay here with him. We kind of cool, but yeah, that's rushing things. And then you look up, and what if you don't like the way he cook in the morning or whatever the case may be? And it's not to say that it won't work. It's not to say that it can't work, but it wasn't natural, bro. It wasn't like they both came like, man, let's just do it. Now, what happened to that? Y'all let me know, man, ladies. Let's just do it. Fuck it. We just gonna do it. It wasn't that type of situation, but we'll see how it go.
We didn't start dating until about maybe 3 or 4 months of knowing each other. And then I moved in maybe about less than a month.
You know, instant attraction don't mean nothing. I'm just gonna tell you that. That's his hormones talking to your hormones. It got nothing to do with nothing other than, men like women and women like men or whoever likes whomever. But don't let the first flush fool you.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
In the midst of our first month of dating, I, was looking for a place to stay, and Rodney offered, and I accepted.
Esther Lewis. You knew her for 30 days and you said, come on, live with me?
Well, Judge,
Mom.
I had known her since, October, but you're absolutely right. A very, very short amount of time.
You didn't know?
You're absolutely right. The way that I looked at it was it didn't make sense for her to expend whatever resources she had trying to just, basically struggle through the mud, staying in, different type of places when I had grown an affection for her relatively quickly. I figured if I could lend a helping hand,
All right.
then I would.
Go ahead, lend her hand. They gonna lend you a bill back, bro. She get in there, start tweaking. Her name ain't on the lease, but she been living there long enough. Her mail coming there. That's her spot too now. I get it. I get it. You looking at it like, well, she kind cool and she do got fun. Yeah, yeah, she got one. I get it, bro. I get it and I understand. But as much as you want help and lend a helping hand, bro, that's just not your battle. That's not your fight. You didn't cause her to get kicked out. And she's an adult. She a grown woman. She'll be able to figure it out. Now, if she came to you and was like, hey, how you feel about this, that, and the third, then me personally, I'd be like, let me think about it or something like that, or exhaust all of your options or something like that. But for you to automatically jump out there and to you, it may seem like, you're doing the right thing or something like that. But again, you don't really know the reason why she got put out. Maybe she got put out because she ain't paid the rent at her last spot. Or maybe she got put out because, she wasn't clean. She wasn't clean. Her cleanliness wasn't next to godliness. You don't know.
All right. I understand Since you've moved in, though, there have been some difficulties.
Our age difference is 10 years.
You're 20 and he's
Yes.
31.
Yes.
Correct.
Because I moved out so early, I didn't have the time or the resources to pursue driving school and get my license.
Right.
So I wasn't driving when me and Rodney started dating, and Rodney knew that, and Rodney was okay with that. And, you know, he takes me, you know, wherever I need to go, like whatever errands I need to run. And sometimes he kind of, like, I don't really like how he drives because I was in a really bad car accident. And I'm just really, like, car shy or whatever. So he drives kind of erratic. He drives like with his emotions. If he's angry, he'll drive angry. If he's, you know, whatever, he'll just drive weird. And I have made note about it. And because I don't drive, Rodney will be like, oh, well, stop side seat driving. You know, you don't drive, so let me do this. Like, let me handle it. Or go get your license. Go get your own car.
That reasoning sounds pretty good to me. You don't like how he drives. You need to get around. You're grown. Why not get a license?
It's a grown woman.
I've pursued it. I don't have a problem getting a license.
What do you mean you pursued it? It don't take that long.
I have tested to get my license.
Oh, you keep failing?
I only failed once. But Rodney actually taught me how to drive. And in the midst of that, Rodney doesn't even want me to drive his car. So it's kind of like I have to save up for my own car.
And get a license in the interim.
That's fine, but if we can only afford one car right now, then, like, why are you rushing me to drive if we can only afford
So
one
if you
car?
got to go somewhere and he don't want to take you, you get in his car and you go. Don't make a life full of excuses when you can resolve things quickly. Get a driver's license. We good with that?
Absolutely.
All righty. Now, let me ask you this. You say she resolves all of your, well, she doesn't resolve your problems, but she blast your problems out on social media like Twitter. Tell me about that.
Yes, Judge Lintola. So one of the issues that we have in reference to how we communicate is we do a great job, and then there's like an erratic pause in how we speak to each other. It ends up becoming, okay, you must have said something that was too egregious, so now I don't want to speak anymore. And not necessarily from a disrespectful standpoint, but we have been able to get directly to the source of the issue, and it's just not a place where we feel comfortable of both of us
Give me an
settled.
example.
We had an issue about like marriage, and what happened was she said, well, you know, if you don't plan on marrying me, I'll just break up with you. And I took it as a joke because we play games a little bit too much like that, and it actually turned into a tweet that I saw later. And this was one of the things that actually prompted me to just kind of close down social media, because I didn't want to see those type of things coming through anymore.
Do you do those subtext tweets? You know, you tweeting out to the world, but you really poking them in the side?
Yes.
And in your quest to become a wife, how do you think that plays?
Poorly. I'm trying to express exactly how I feel without poking the bear. Sometimes me talking directly to Rodney, it kind of gets lost in translation and it ends up offending him or coming off the wrong way. But if
So you think telling the world will be more effective at precluding from poking the bear than just telling him?
No.
Men don't like that.
Man, say it again. I'm telling you, we are simple. Just come holler at me. Come and talk to me. We ain't gotta go all the way around the bush and you on Twitter and you on Snapbook and Face TikTok, bro. Kill all of that. Just come have a conversation with me. If you can't have a conversation, write me a letter. If you can't write me a letter, fucking send me a cassette. Record your voice on a cassette and send it through. If you can't do that, email me. If you can't email me, bitch, I don't know what to tell you no more after that, all right? But it's a billion ways to communicate. You can communicate in a billion different ways. Just holler at me. As a man, I don't, yo, the indirect, like, and we also got to remember, fellas, we kind of got to remember, they women going to do little indirect subtle shit. She going, instead of calling you because she want to talk, she going to send you a meme to see if you up, or send you a gift to see if you up, or something like that. And then when you reply to her, she ain't going to reply back. Yeah, that's how you know, women, they catty, bro. It's the catty. But ladies, I'm telling y'all, Probably get a lot further if you just had that conversation, or if you timid or shy or don't know how to have that, figure out a way, figure out a way to do it. Get fat, man. Listen, ladies, if your man in the room, tell him step to the side. I ain't gonna have y'all for long. Listen, man, if you don't know how to communicate, man, when you get home from work, you take your ass in that kitchen. You whip up that food. When you come home, you have on that, you know what, I don't know, or don't have it on. You have it on or you don't have it on. Might get you some little body beads, some little something, whatever it is that y'all like to do. Whatever it is that y'all like to do, you out your concerns. You out your concerns and everything. Like, all right, now, think about that for a minute. I just want you to think. I'm telling you, I think about it. I would think about it, but yeah, let's get it.
I'm going to tell you right now, they don't want you talking your business about what's going on with him to the world. So you didn't really do it to avoid poking the bear. You were looking to poke the bear. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't pretend. I can't help you if you pretend, okay? So we're going to move on from there. Let's talk about the dog. And how you believe Mr. Lewis is always trying to teach you lessons. So, Ms. Gore, you say that Mr. Lewis is always trying to teach you a lesson, and you got a story about a dog you want to share with me. So tell me about the dog.
When I was a kid, I didn't have any pets. And when I got with Rodney, that was my first place and things like that. And I didn't want kids, so I wanted a dog. I got a dog. And initially, me and Rodney fought tooth and nail for this dog. Like, we almost broke up. We just had a bunch of disagreements about, like, if we could afford him, if we could take care of him, all that stuff like that. We get the dog, and fast forward maybe about 8 or 9 months later, I cannot stand the dog. He's really, like, he's gorgeous. He's a dog. He's a puppy. He's a miniature dachshund. He's a little sausage.
He's a dog.
And he has accidents in the house. He recently just brought fleas into the house.
So what was the lesson Mr. Lewis tried to teach you based upon your experience with the dog?
I told you you shouldn't have got a dog. You got the dog. You hate the dog. And now I'm going to make you keep the dog because I told you not to get him, and now you don't want him.
Did you say that?
Absolutely, I did. I didn't want the dog initially for all of the purposes that she just said. I didn't know that at the time we could really afford that type of dog. The dog was a bit expensive. It was almost a $1,000 dog. Beautiful dog. Mini dog.
Hold up. You got one car, can't afford another one, and you got a $1,000 dog?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, my God. Stupid tax right there. You can't afford a $1,000 dog. They come with vet bills and food and $1,000 for. If you're gonna get a dog, go to the dog pound. They're really nice. Half of them are trained and they're really pleased to eat every day. You don't need to get a puppy mill dog. $1,000 dog. Tell me something that won't make me crazy. Tell me something you don't like about him that I can fuss at him about.
Rodney is really inconsistent.
Okay.
Rodney, there'll be one moment where, I'm the best thing that's ever happened to him. He's so in love, blah, blah, blah. And then the next moment, we should have never moved in. I'm never going to marry you. This is such a big mistake. This relationship should just be over now.
Mr. Lewis, do you go from one extreme to another?
Absolutely, and that's the bear that she's talking about poking. I am somewhat moody, and it's something that, if I'm being completely honest, it's been like that since as long as I can remember. I fly by the seat of my emotions, so to speak. I guess it's the cancer in me, but the truth of the matter is that I am mostly logic-based. So when the logic doesn't match up, like, for instance, getting a $1,000 dog, but we're literally arguing every day about this $1,000 dog, then I can become moody and say, all right, well, I'll do it, but begrudgingly. The whole time while we have it, I hate it.
Because she gave you this face. This the face she gave you right there when she wanted the $1,000 dog. That's what come with dealing with them, bro. I got a little princess. They raised to be little prince. Oh, I want this. I got this. I want the pink one, but the pink one and the purple one match with the rainbow. That's what the ladies do. That's what they do, bro. And from where I'm looking at it, from how I'm looking at it, you gotta make a decision, bro, and stand on it. Now, if you'd have said, all right, cool, no dog, no dog, fine, cool. Did you'd have been right, or if you're in a compromising position, all right, cool. They got programs where you can get the dog for 30 days. Try the dog out before you bring the dog home or something like that, just to see how it work and how it go. But to her, it's gonna look like, oh well, he said that we can get the dog, and now we can't get the dog, even though I wanted the dog. They're never gonna know what they want. They never gonna know what they want, bro. And the ladies, is no disrespect to y'all. I'm not trying to disrespect y'all. I love y'all. Ladies, man, click the like button. This one for y'all. All of the ladies, click the like button. But yeah, bro, like that, they just not really gonna know what they want to do. So once you do get the dog, well, he did say that she had to stick it out with the dog, okay. But if you didn't want it from the beginning, then just put your foot down and just say no, bro. Just say no. This was the face that got him. Went right out there, bought a little chihuahua.
I found something to fuss at you about. Here you go. Men are always telling me I'm logic-based until I get upset. Men are just as emotional as women. They just have different emotions. The male ego is how you feel about how other people feel about you. If that isn't an emotion, I don't know what it is. All of your anger is an emotion. Just because you don't cry doesn't mean you're not emotional. You're emotional. When something strikes you fine, you know what I mean? Depending on the day, it's emotional. So don't play with that logic thing. That makes me angry. You feel better?
Yes.
There you go. So I'm going to go from here to the topic of marriage, which is really the topic that undergirds this entire problem that you have. You want to get married, and you're not at home with the entire concept. Ms. Gore, you want to get married.
Yes.
And when you discuss it with Mr. Lewis, what does he say?
He brings up marriage statistics like almost 60% of marriages fail. What's in it for a man? You know.
Valid points. I think that they valid points. Man, I'm going to tell you, I had a situation. I asked a young lady. She kept trying to talk about marriage. Oh, I think we should get married and we should do it. I'm like, all right, Beck, I'm not against it. I'm not against it. But the question that I have for you, we know what you get. We know what you get out of the ordeal, but what do I get? She holla out. What she say? She said, you'll get to be on my health insurance or something like that, bro. And I'm like, man, what? I got my own health insurance. Like, I'm good. We straight off of that. And it's not to say that there ain't no benefits in marriage to the fellas and shit. Might help your credit out. Might help your credit out, bro. I'm trying to tell you. So it's not like it's all bad, but I'm telling you, men, I feel like men, we finally gotten to the point of starting to ask, like, man, what the fuck is in it for me? What am I getting out of this besides she got a nice little body on or something like that. She might go in the kitchen, throw it down, something like that. But what else do I get out of this situation, bro? And I don't think that he wrong for that. I think that more men need to start doing that, but I'm not against it. I'm not totally against it. I'm not saying like, no, don't do it, but know what you're getting into. Know what you're signing up for. That's a lifetime contract. It's a lifetime contract, bro. The old ball and chain.
Like just all the reasons to not do it, and I guess shut the topic down.
I found another reason to yell at him. Hang on. Number one, the marriage statistic of 60% is just not accurate. Period, end story, just not accurate. The first study that said 50% was talking about if you have 1 million marriages, you also have 500,000 divorces, which ignores all the steady marriages. So it did approach 50% at one point, but it really isn't. That's number one. And number two, what's in it for a man? Number one, you live on average 3 years longer when you have a wife. We don't live any longer, but you live longer.
I ain't gonna lie. I take the 3 years off of my life to avoid the nagging, bro. I take the 3 years off of my life to avoid the nagging. If I got kicked the bucket at 89 instead of 92, bro, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad. If that mean that, yeah, counter, uno reverse, Judge T, bet you ain't see this one coming, I'll take that. If that mean I ain't got to deal with no nagging or no bickering and no, I'll take the 3 years, so I'll take it.
because we take care of you. We make you go to the doctor. We make you take your pills. If you have a headache, we ask you about it. It doesn't go the other way around. And number two, when a man gets divorced, he's very likely to get married quickly again because he realizes what a good thing he lost. Women kind of languish and are happy to be free, but men who lose a wife move right on to get another one because...
That's cap, Judge. That's cap. I love you. I do, but that's cap, bro. Women move on quicker. Not only do they move on quicker, but they initiate the divorce. Now, I don't know what year this is. I don't know what year we in with this one, Judge T, so I'm going to take a little bit of bark out my bite, but yeah, that's cap. That's cap. Women move on, bro. And to be truthfully honest with you, 9 times out of 10, they had their move on plan ready before we did. As a guy, man, you never want to be the last man invited to a party. Ain't that what they said on The Wire? You never want to be the last man invited to a party. Nah, she knew that it was going down, and I'm telling, might have been that coworker. It might be that dude from the 7-Eleven. Who knows? But one thing that I do know, them women, they going to vow for that security. They going to add out for that security. They not going to go to being unsecure. We get caught off guard, shocked, don't know what to do. Try to figure out if I should buy the Giant Brand toast, garlic bread, or should I get the Texas Roadhouse? I went through that personally. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Yeah, that's the type of stuff that you gotta figure out when you're a single dude now. And I disagree with that, Judge.
Because we are handy. I'm done. Now, what are your thoughts about marriage?
Realistically, what you just said kind of brings a bit of clarity. Like, I didn't even know anything about the age difference, the fact that a man gets to live just a little bit longer, 3 or 4 years longer, because of the care of a caring wife. My biggest issue is with the institution itself, especially in Western society. The truth is, or the way that I perceive it, the way that I feel is that there are not very many benefits for a man to be able to be married other than to please his wife. In today's society, I feel that way mostly because of prenuptials. In all fairness to Miss Gore, she has already agreed that she'd absolutely go through, having prenuptial setups for us, and of course anything that we do after we were married, we'd split like we would be fair to do. It's just, it sounds like a whole bunch of commitments on a man's end without a ton of rewards.
Can I say something?
Wow, that's really deep. So you don't think having a wife has any value to you other than what I just said?
Certainly, but coming from a household of a single mother, I've learned to do a lot of the things that of yesteryear they say the wife is supposed to do. I don't agree that that's the case anymore because
those are domestic chores. The value that a woman brings to a relationship isn't the cooking and the cleaning, even though we do that. It goes far beyond that. We care for you people. We take care. We ask you how you are all the time. We soothe you. We're a constant. Now I'm gonna yell at you. The reason he thinks that there's no value in being a wife as opposed to a girlfriend, cause y'all been giving it up and doing too much before you get married.
Yeah.
Here's the end of the story.
Yeah.
I never cooked my husband a meal until after we got married. And then, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
But you just said, hold on, Judge, bring your ass back in the ring. You just said, oh, it's the food and the cleaning and we take care of that. Again, I love you. I love you. We doing this together. We are here together. We're trying to do this together. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. But you just said, oh, I'm going to cook and I'm going to clean. Now but when I met him, I cooked sometime, whatever. Come on now. And this what bro probably was talking about. All right, well, on them days that she don't feel like cooking, all right, I'll go in there and cook. Or I'll go eat the leftovers or whatever the case may be. Nah, bro, and it's not to say, we're not trying to say that we're against it, but I haven't heard an answer yet. I haven't heard it. Y'all comment. Put it in the comments. What's the benefit? What's the benefit? How would you sell your boyfriend or your lover right now on the idea of him marrying you? I done heard healthcare. It's for healthcare reasons. What she said, 3 years down the line. Shit, man, the 27 that you gonna endure the nagging ain't gonna be worth that. What else she say? What was the third one? I forgot the third one. That's how you know I really wasn't nothing. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. I wanna know. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know.
Man, I didn't clean his house. I didn't do nothing for him. Never. And now you do everything for them. You got you installed in their life. You have sex with them. You feed them. You do all this all that married stuff. And then you say, why won't you give me a ring? I got no reason.
Yeah, I agree.
I got no reason. What you gonna do about that?
I don't know.
I'll give you a minute to think about it and I'll get back to you. You got to be independent. You have to come to a man from a place of security. If you come to a man from a place of dependence, you're gonna be forever obligated to make him happy, and he's gonna get sick of you. He thinks you're too clingy. I read that in the compatibility test. You know, too clingy. You're just in the first year and a half of marriage, year and a half of being together. He doesn't want all of that. He doesn't want to be responsible for you. You should be responsible for you. I read your compatibility test, and it frightened me a little bit. You've got these long scenarios about exactly how you know the dog, everything but the picket fence in there. And it was very detailed, and it was very like, I got this guy now, so I'm gonna establish this life. Nothing wrong with that, but not at 20. You got too much living to do. You got too much being you to do. You got too much development to do. He's a nice guy. Hope he sticks around. But now's not the time. You with me on that?
Yeah.
And if you really love her, help her grow.
For sure.
You really love her, help her become her own person, her own individual in her own right.
And that means if you gotta let her go, bro, trust me, I done cried. I done shed tears over letting them go. It'll hurt. It's gonna hurt, but if it's what's best for her, you gotta do what's best for her at the time. Who getting them residuals?
And if he get cranky and you don't like his moodiness, you can step. That's the beauty of being an independent woman. He knows now you can't step, so he can crank all he wants to. He has no internal motivation. Not that he's a bad guy, but people do what's easy, and that's easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They told me you watched the show. So I got 2 books for you. I was going to give you Making Marriage Work, but I don't think you should get married, so I'm not going to give it to you. But I am going to give you My Mother's Rules, which talks about how I went from a crazed individual living in a closet to a woman who runs this entire thing. It might be helpful to you. My best to both of you. This matter is adjourned.
Thank you, Jeslyn.
Read that together.
So Judge Lynn had a lot of advice for you today. What are some of the things you're going to do as a 20-year-old now? Focus on yourself.
I want to try to focus on being more independent, being my own person, and hopefully that can make me a better woman for Rodney or anybody else in the future. I should try to separate myself from the relationship and be more of my own person.
You weren't expecting her to throw those stats at you like that, were you?
I wasn't expecting her to debunk mine so quickly, but I should have.
You sounded good up there, though, I'll say that. But she was ready for you.
Oh, she was super
She's a fan
ready.
of yours.
I'm a fan of hers.
You're a fan of hers.
Absolutely.
We wish you the best. All right.
Thanks.
Heather Rodney took some of Judge's advice. Heather took driving lessons and got her license. Rodney found a nice family to adopt that dog to eliminate the pet. Rodney took Heather to New York for her 21st birthday and proposed. They're saving for a house and getting married. Shout out to him, bro. Shout out to him. Hey, man, if it work out, it work out. And it worked for them. That's like the theme. That's the motto for December. That's the theme for December. If it work, it work. If it worked for y'all, it worked for y'all. At the beginning of the video, I said, you can't get married after knowing them for 4 months. It wouldn't work. And maybe this time it worked. This time it worked. Like I say, bro, I feel like they was cool. I feel like, yeah, they had their different ways of doing things. And it could have been because of the age difference. It definitely could have been because of that. But at the end of the day, bro, the household, them within that household, I ain't really heard nothing about nobody cheating. Ain't nobody leaving out the house at 2:30 in the morning, coming back with a phone and a wallet and no keys and all of that. So you ain't include none of that. As far as communication go, I think that's what they said they was working on. They was working on the communication. I don't feel like that was really a big problem for them. Shit, what was their problem? I feel like the judge. I'm trying to figure out what was their problem, man. What was their problem? I can't figure out what the problem was. Maybe it was just, I don't want to say bad timing. I really don't know. I really don't know, man. Now, yeah, man. So they went at it about the marriage statistics. I had a little rant about that. I got in the ring with that. What else? She said that he liked to teach lessons. She needed her driver's license. Like, yo, that's just petty. All of that really just petty stuff. They ain't really had no major issues, which is good, bro. That's healthy. That's healthy to have, like some little, she might cut her music up too loud or something when I'm trying to sleep. Or, he be cooking, but he really don't know how to cook. I'm tired of him messing up my kid. They're like little petty stuff. They got little petty things going on. But as far as them as a couple, bro, I feel like they cool. They cool. If they want to get married, they can get married. You ain't got to listen to me. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that video, man. GTG, the family's always is love. And we out.